Hey, ladies and gentlemen. So we are working on our United States map activity for Unit 3, Political Patterns and Processes. So you basically are just going to want to be using the map to answer the questions. You can always use a map on a different tab if you want to make it bigger, but you can also zoom in. So let's look at the first question. What countries do the United States compete with over land in North America? All right, so there are a couple of different places where we see on the map that they competed with some people, right? So you have like some competition between the United States and Britain. That's not an option over here, mostly because you can only put four answers. I didn't want to put five, but you have Spanish possession. This is owned by France, right? So Spain and France are definitely options, right? So if you know that two options are true, then you have to check and see like why didn't you find the third option? And in this case, it's because you're only looking at one map. So you have two maps. One is early territorial expansion, and then one is later territorial expansion. So this one came before this one, right? So we've already confirmed Spain and we've confirmed France here. And then you have this here, like at some point, Spain loses control to the Mexican colony. And so Mexico ends up controlling that land that Spain once controlled. And so Texas ends up having a territory dispute with Mexico, and they end up taking basically the state of Texas from Mexico, and they end up winning that. So you now have Mexico, Spain, and France, right? So the correct answer for number one is all of the above, right? They're all there, right? So that is my question that I give you, just to show you kind of how to use the map and what you're supposed to be doing. In the map, who laid claim initially to Oregon Territory? So up here it says, U.S. and then BR. BR stands for Britain, right? So which one of these answers would be right there? By what year did the United States stretch their control from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific? Well, we don't control it in this map, so this isn't the map we're going to want to use. But we do in this map, right? So over here, they tell you kind of when these things happen, right? It tells you what it is. It tells you if it's a purchase, if it's an annex, if it's if they ceded the land to us. Like it gives you a lot of information over here. A lot of what you're going to be answering on questions are going to come from over here. So when did we finally get over to this ocean here, right? You have two different areas. You have the Oregon area, like this green area, the Oregon country, and then this kind of peach area, which is the Mexican secession. And you have to look at the dates, which are kind of blocked right now because of my little buttons here. But you're going to look at the dates, and whichever one of these happened first, that's the year that we managed to finally stretch our control from one side to the other, right? Let's see here. When did South Carolina become a part of the United States? So each of the countries, or states here have like a date in parentheses. That is their date of statehood, right? It shows you here, date of statehood. So you just need to zoom in until you see South Carolina's and figure out which one is that. Which parts of the United States were purchased? So again, you're going to use this. You might need to check up here as well, and this legend and this legend, and then look for the word purchase, right? See which ones of these were purchased. So your options here, this is a multi-answer, meaning that there's probably more than one correct answer. Your options can be Florida, Louisiana, Gadsden, or Oregon, or multiple of those. So you got to figure it out by checking the legends. And then which parts of the United States were annexed? Again, you're going to look at the legends and look at where you're looking for the word annexed, right? What is annexed? What is purchased? What is ceded? You only want the ones that are annexed. All right. So that is everything for the map activity. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or come to our Google Meets.